Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Sherry, and in today's video I'm going to show you a hack. Somebody asked me how I made my cone thread holder for my sewing machine, and so I'm going to show you a DIY you can do at home without any woodworking skills. First, I want to go over the one that I threw together in a moment's notice in my workshop. And I just grabbed some barn boards, had cut a little narrow strip. What you see in the middle is a long nail I hammered in and cut the head off. It's actually like a spike. And the little screw to the right hand side you do not need. That's just to hold my tape measure. And basically it's just, you could use a dowel and a board and just pre-drill if you're putting a screw into something small. Pre-drill, I don't know if I pre-drilled on the eye hook up above there, but basically you just need to get the string up in the air and going through an eye hook. So that is the basic concept. So today we're going to be using a ceramic soup mug, but you just need a ceramic cup heavy and big enough for your thread to sit in. I'm going to be using a hanger, a clothes hanger, and a piece of lace. This could be a piece of fabric. Actually would have been cuter if it was like a checkered fabric. And these are the tools I'm going to use. I try to use just my pliers, but this is a quite springy, thick coat hanger, and my regular pliers could not cut it. So I had to get my little tiny wire cutters. 10 snips might have worked. Like if you got a pair of metal shears, they'd probably cut it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create like a little handle that goes over the handle. And so we want to create movement back and forth, and then we don't want it to fall off either. So you could use see, I'm trying to cut it there and it just can't do it. So you could use for this, 2 pair of pliers you will need for sure, but you could use a marker, like a black marker, to mark where you're going to make your bends. And first thing I'm having trouble with, your cup may be different, but my cup, the handle's quite thick, so I'm going to widen this a little bit. And when you're making something with wire, if you haven't done a lot with wire before, you're going to notice that what you need is 2 pair of pliers, because you need them to make the bend, one on one side of your bend and one on the other. And you're just going to hold with I hold with my left one and I turn with my right hand. And that's how I make my bends. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be not longer than the cup handle or taller, so your cup will sit flat. And the glory about this thread cone holder is that it's actually better than the ones you buy, because it's heavier and you can just pick it up, move it easy, and it's kind of cute too, I think. So this is where I want to make my bend. I use my thumb there as the other plier, but that kind of and it kind of worked. You can do that if your wire isn't too thick, but you do have to have pressure on the other side. Now this is where I should have marked it, but I went ahead and just it still worked, but I had to fiddle with it a little bit afterwards. See, I'm trying to make the bend, but see how that wire will what it will do is just start bending all the way. So I have to hold it with the other one, keep it from bending, and it can be a little tricky. You may have to fiddle with this for a little while, and especially if you haven't used or done a lot with wire before. As a kid growing up, we always were messing with, I grew up on a farm. We were always messing with my dad's baling wire, and baling wire will bend easier than this stuff. The hangers are kind of springy and tough. So even I'm struggling a little bit here, but you might come up with, I have seen hangers that are sort of like a golden color, and they are not as difficult to bend as this. And I think they would work fine. So you might find a hanger that's just not quite as springy. But this ended up working really well. Now when I try to put it on, the first thing I'm struggling with here is my handle's just really wide on this cup. So I don't want to break the ceramic handle and shove it on too hard. Ceramic is quite brittle, and it does have a breaking point. So I decided to widen my wire out and bring it down just a little bit and widen it a little bit there where I'm having the struggle. And it didn't take me long at all to make this. It was I came up with this idea. I saw another video where somebody made one, but I was like, I know how I can make it like work better, I think. So now I'm going to do the top. I wanted it close enough so you could see it. And I didn't intend to do a voiceover, but I had left my heater on, and it was just too noisy. Now the end of it, I will go ahead. I I remembered to turn my heater off. So now I'm marking a little piece at the top, and I'm going to cut that. You can't see it, sorry about that. But I cut that wire all the way off, and I left myself just a little piece, and I'm going to just bend a loop. That's all you need, is a loop for your thread. So I'm going to do that with my pliers and grab here, and again, I'm trying to do it without the second plier. It's almost impossible. So you didn't see that off camera. I pulled it down, but I used 2 pliers. And I made my bend to a nice little loop, and it really doesn't matter which way the loop goes. Like, the thread will forgive you whichever way you put it. It'll work. So I could have twisted it around to face the cup. I could have, and I think I just left it like it is. And so then all you'd have to do, which I will show here in just a little bit, you'll see the whole cup, is all you have to do is tie the lace around it to. So now you're going to see what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, to use it, you would come up, probably either side, but go through your hole, and then just go thread your machine as normal. And you can see right here as I sew, it's going to pull off of there really nice. So that's how it works. And it's nice because you can just move it around from machine to machine. And then when you don't need it, you can easily just put it up. So I hope that helps somebody, but it's not hard to make. It took me a couple minutes, and this is the first one. I just saw it in my mind. It's like, hey, I could do that. That's fast. It's a great hack. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Until next time, bye for now.